Today, we are going to go in to episode 4, Knowing Thyself. Question of the day. Do you know who you are? Knowing thyself. Shakespeare has a wonderful quote that I use with my athletes quite frequently. And the quote is, "This above all things, to thine own self be true." Where does being true to ourselves begin? We can go back to Sigmund Freud, where he was the father of psychology. And in 1972, Sigmund Freud defined the psyche as 3 parts: the id, the superego, and the ego. The best way to look at these 3 parts of who we are every single day and why it matters is that the id is the place where we live through society's primal animalistic responses. The superego is that place that we call judgment and where we let society and what we're wearing and what we're doing kick in. And then there's the ego. Many great books. Eckhart Tolle wrote a wonderful book, The New Earth, about the ego. And many great authors, speakers have recorded the ego as edging God out. God, as you know from our source, we've talked about many times that God can be any one of your superpowers that live within. All right, so why does this all matter? It matters because who is talking at all times to you? So if we throw Sigmund Freud's concept of to thine own self be true, which self are we talking about? Because it is as though if I ask myself, hey, do I look good today? Who answers back? Another part of me answers back, yes or no. So throwing these thoughts around in our heads is like Shakespeare asking us to grab an asteroid as it flies through the hemisphere. It is very, very difficult to just thine own self be true because we are constantly figuring out which self are we true to. This is important to know because it creates all of our relationships that we have with other people. How we interact in our relationships starts with what our head is saying when I walk in the room. I can walk in the room and if I feel super amazing in the outfit I'm in, or if I feel super whole and complete in the information I bring to the room, or I may walk in the room and feel inferior, maybe because people in the room have more technical knowledge than I do. In my potash and uranium company, I often have to fight back these feelings of less than or not being enough because I'm not a geologist or an engineer. I'm a volleyball coach, an educator, a powerful woman, but I know very, very little about the minerals space. So I must at all times walk in knowing that I bring to the room something super powerful, and that is being in the skin of myself, with myself knowing that there is always something that I contribute. That leads us to the how. How do I do this? Well, the good news is that you are your own superpower, superhero, therapist, because you control every thought intuitively that you ever needed to know about what to do, what to say, and how to respond. It is inside of you in that topic we call source. Today, I'm going to use source in the name of your superpower called choice. Intuitive choice, where you have the natural knowing that you are absolutely enough to be in any room in the world, at any time, on any stage, doing anything you want, perfect, whole, and complete. So in conclusion today, we want to take all of these three, the id, the superego, and the ego, and we want to understand that the voice and perspective that we listen to is the voice and perspective that we issue to every thought. I love the saying, thoughts become your things. So understanding that you are your superpower, that you get to take all of your thoughts, encapsulate them into a superpower, and begin slowly shifting energetic vibrations that are low and non-productive to high vibration spiritual energies that guide you back to knowing your perfect whole and completeness in who you are right here, right now. As we vibrate towards the vibrations of I love challenge instead of this is hard. I love to be tested in my relationships, not they are mean to me. We get to move this from a victim mentality into a creator mentality, where every thought is an opportunity to create our very best life, moving us towards the dreams, purposes, and desires that we want most, not only for ourselves, but in service to the rest of the planet. Passing out loving thoughts today as you create your day. Observe your thoughts. I would like you to do our daily challenge by taking 10 thoughts that you think define who you are. Shift those thoughts into a higher vibration by writing the negative thought, I'm not enough to sit in this room with geologists, and rewrite it in, I deserve to be in this room as a powerful woman capable of guiding and directing and leading my life for the good of others. Thank you so much for listening. Have an amazing day where your thoughts are going to absolutely become your things. Love ya. Bye.